Well, Super Bowl Sunday's coming up. Joe Burrow is being talked about around the football world, probably more than anybody, but especially in Ohio State circles, LSU, and then by extension, I don't know if you're seeing the back and forth on social media that I see, Michigan, because they want to troll Ohio State and say he's really not yours. So
Right.
we'll get to that in just a second. But in regards to Joe Burrow, the player, what he's become, you were obviously on the coaching staff at the same time he was on campus at Ohio State, and right in front of you. Just your impressions of his play at the time and who he was.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. I guess him realize his maximum potential, or at least close to it, right? Because he came in an under recruited kid that was really an Ohio kid, and Tom Herman fell in love with him because of his it factor, like his competitive nature, his just the way he approached basketball, the way he approached. He carried an Athens high school football team to a state final, and just who he was off the field, which a lot of times is more important than arm talent or anything else. And so it was awesome to watch. He came in with a chip on his shoulder, and the good thing about his career is he's never lost that chip. Like, even when he won a Heisman Trophy, won a national championship, had probably the most storied season of a college quarterback that in my lifetime. He still went to the NFL kind of with a chip on his shoulder. And I think the Bengals was a perfect fit for him because nobody's won in Cincinnati, right? And so in his mind, it was like, oh, well, Joe Burrow's not going to succeed. He went to Cincinnati. And so he never lost that chip. And you're looking at what he's doing now, and he still plays with it. I mean, I saw a mic'd up clip. I think it was against the Chiefs when they zero blitzed him and he threw a touchdown pass. And afterwards he's screaming, like, as he comes off the field, like, you can't zero blitz me. You can't zero blitz me. And that's just the mentality he has, right? He has this edge and this chip on his shoulder that, he's doubted. He, not good enough. He always has to prove himself. And I think it creates that Michael Jordan effect that we see in select athletes that achieve greatness. And it's been fun to watch. He was definitely, he didn't have the career he wanted to at Ohio State, and I think he still could have when it all came down to it. But he got hurt in spring ball, and then Dwayne was slightly ahead of him, and he didn't want to risk it, so he transferred. And that's just kind of was how the story ended in Columbus. And it was unfortunate because I think he could have done big things in Columbus, and everyone did. Nobody saw him transfer and said, that's okay, he wasn't good enough. Nobody thought that in Columbus.
Yeah, you certainly hit on the target that a lot of revisionist history buffs are going at right now. So